Welcome back to Court Vision, episode number 6. As the NBA season is in full swing, we have plenty of topics to talk here. We're going from Lakers to Chicago Bulls, all over the league, the Alien in San Antonio. We have plenty of stuff to cover. I'm Luke Backman, my co-host Vincent Zakian. Remember, go subscribe to Vincent's YouTube channel, Vincent Zakian. Subscribe here to Backman Sports for Court Vision number 6. Vincent, we're about, I think, the Thunder have played 8 games. Most teams are around 6, 7 rank, in games. That was not intentional. That actually wasn't.
Was that intentional?
That was not intentional, but, it went well. I didn't. I might have to make a clip out of that. But, Vincent, how you feeling?
Maybe the algorithm. I think the algorithm might pick us up because of that. Like, this episode might do some serious numbers. We should just sneak one of those in every 10 minutes. I'm doing great. I've been really enjoying the NBA so far this year. I think things have calmed down a little post gambling scandal. Like, there hasn't been like an insane story. It's just kind of coasting. Obviously, it's tough to compete with the NFL all the time. But in the past week, I've taken like just a bunch of notes, just jotting down like various stories and numbers and stuff. And there's been a lot going on, a lot of interesting stuff. So let's get into it, man. I'm excited.
Yeah, let's start out in LA in the West with the Lakers. Lakers are playing good ball without LeBron. We talked about in previous episodes some of the LeBron drama. We're not talking about that here. We're talking about the two guys that are balling, Luka Doncic and Austin Reaves. And for me particular, looking at this team, my biggest question was if he's your number 2, I don't think that's good enough. Is Austin Reaves able to step up and take over the number 2 position? And Reaves, AR-15's been able to do it. Reaves has been dominant. Luka's been dominant when he's been on the court. The Lakers look good. I mean, you got to think, hey, even when LeBron comes back, he doesn't have to be in that, hey, I got to do all of this every single night type of role. Vincent, what have you taken away from the Lakers so far to start this season?
Well, Austin Reaves is clearly, top in like the top 10-15% of NBA players, and that's that's a huge deal for the Lakers, especially if they're gonna be, they probably won't use the word, but they'll be load managing LeBron for as long as he's still on the team. He's not gonna be an every night production guy like that, but Reaves can be, because Reaves' legs are still young, and the way he's grown his game scoring wise, I'm sure he's learning, maybe taking bits and pieces from Luka. But the Lakers are a show every night. I don't know, we'll see where it goes this season. I don't think either of us had them in the conference finals or anything like that. But they're at the very least entertaining. And Luka Doncic, just from Lakers fans that I see on Twitter, Luka Doncic has changed these people's lives. The way he resets the calculus of this franchise, he's averaging 41, 10, and 8 right now through eight. He hasn't played all 8 games. So it's a good reminder how good Luka Doncic is, and it's nice when you have a guy like Austin Reaves who can put up a 50-point near triple-double when everybody's out. The highlight for AR, though, he must have felt really honored, got to throw an oop to Bronny. I thought that was a pretty great moment for Austin Reaves, despite he also had a game winner in a 50-point game, but I think throwing an oop to Bronny probably got him in the King's good graces.
Yeah, that probably tops everything. It's hey, I got to throw an oop to the Prince with the King watching, so there you go. But the Prince, no, that's crazy. The Lakers, again, you don't know how long this can last, because it's not like I love their roster either. It's not a roster that I'd put up against a Thunder or a Denver Nuggets. It's okay, this is fun to start the season. You're going to need Luka to do Luka things every single night. When you play those big teams, aka the Thunder and the Nuggets, and then you're going to need big contributions from an Austin Reaves, from a LeBron when he gets back, and then from your role players as well. So I think to start this season, this is good, because if they started awful and they started inconsistent, man, the drama in LA would have been clicking up to a 10. It was already, slowly going up. Oh, is LeBron happy in LA? Is he happy being a Laker? If they start off 2-6 or 3-4 with a losing record and inconsistent, man, it's what's going on in LA. Now it's, hey, Austin Reaves is a baller. Luka's Luka. Like Nico Harrison, yeah, good job with your plan in the early parts of the season so far. So I think it's huge for LA that they've gotten off to the start. And the Western Conference is a marathon. You're just going to have to keep continuing to battle night in and night out. So
Yeah.
I think it's important for the Lakers the way they've gotten started, especially with Luka and AR getting off how they have been. Pause.
Yeah. When LeBron gets back, you worry about who's going to play defense on this team. Just because, like we've seen, Luka's offensive impact vastly outweighs his defensive liability status. But you don't want to have more than one guy getting matchup hunted in the playoffs. And Luka's going to be that guy, and you can live with that. You know, the Mavericks lived with it, and it got them to a conference finals and finals. AR, not a great defender. LeBron, certainly not the defender he used to be. Certainly can't anchor a defense anymore. And, like, Ayton's your big, you know, and Ayton's not exactly known for being an elite rim protector. He's big, he can get blocks and stuff. So that's where you're looking if you're a Lakers fan. That's probably what's keeping them from being a title contender. But it's been exciting so far for sure, and it's cool seeing Austin Reaves. You know, not a lot of white Americans killing it in the NBA right now. Like actual stars. We now have Flag, so maybe Flag can carry the flag.
There you go.
But, you know, we've got, you know, Caruso, defensive specialist, you know.
Right.
A bunch of 3-point shooters. Some point guards, you know, TJ McConnell. TJ McConnell's a superstar, but Austin Reaves.
Yeah, we got the gritty players. Austin Reaves, he's like
he's a baller. He gets buckets. He's a hooper.
He's a hooper, like 100%. Let's go to the team that's ahead of the Lakers just by one seed so far in the West. They're in the second place in the West. Obviously, OKC 8-0, undefeated so far as of this recording here. Let's talk about the San Antonio Spurs. Wemby has been, I mean, we know Wemby's great. I was telling Vincent off camera, I feel like this could turn into a Wemby podcast. We could talk about him every single podcast. But, I mean, the Spurs, are they legit? Obviously, I don't think they're 2-seed legit, but are they a team that they're not even in the play-in? They're maybe a top six seed, in the Western Conference this year?
I think so. Obviously, they lost to Phoenix the other night, and Wemby put up 9 points, so that our stock kind of took a slight hit, a little hiccup. What's been huge for them is that Steph Castle looks amazing right now. Like, he looks like he's fully improved and is a pro. Obviously, he was the Rookie of the Year last year. But it's going to be a dogfight for these guard spots going forward for San Antonio. It depends on their timeline, right? Like, in the short term, you're competing with Fox, and in the long term, you're competing with Harper. The fact that they have Castle along with Wembanyama is a huge deal. And, you know, Vassell's been all right, and Champagne's a good 3-point shooter, and, you know, Harrison Barnes is Harrison Barnes. So when I'm looking at the roster and I'm looking at how they've played so far, I don't see championship contender just yet. I don't see a conference finals really just yet. But it's like, we're going to learn a lot when I think it'll be huge if they make the playoffs, which I think they're going to know. And I think they're going to be like probably maybe a top 6 seed. We're going to learn so much when Wemby gets to the playoffs and like see how teams treat him. When he gets there, we'll learn, you know, it'll expose the holes in the supporting cast and that kind of thing. And we'll see where they go from there. But this is not, I think maybe some people before the season thought maybe this is another year where the Spurs look for a good draft pick again. It's not going to be that. They're here now. They're kind of the team to watch.
Yeah, and you mentioned it. I'm in agreement with you. I don't think they're a title contender, and they shouldn't be. This is ahead of schedule. I thought they were going to be a play-in team. If you're top 6, you know, maybe even if you're number 7 or number 8, and you're playing well in a, you know, loaded Western Conference, you're still ahead of schedule. I think this could be something where we've seen this time and time throughout the NBA. The young teams that are, the surprise, they get to the playoffs, they get humbled, but you learn from that. We saw that with OKC a couple years ago when they lost to the Mavericks in the first round, either the first or second round. I can't remember at the moment, but then the next year they come back and they win the championship. Like, the young teams, they have to go through these growing pains. And I think if you're the Spurs, man, if we're a top 6 seed and we make it to the playoffs, maybe we even upset somebody, make it to the second round, and you lose it. That is ahead of schedule. It's like this Spurs team is coming, man. They are so legit. I'm with you. Castle looks incredible to start this year. For the rest of the Western Conference, man, you got to be on the lookout. And Mitch Johnson, if he's able to keep this up, man, I mean, he could be a real legit contender for Coach of the Year this year.
Definitely. Looking through the Western Conference standings, there isn't like any crazy surprise right now. Usually there's a team that's like terrible to start the year but ends up being good, or is great to start the year and ends up being bad. It's kind of what you would expect right now. Maybe Portland's a little better than people thought. Like they've been really sweet defensively because they've got the kid who was on UConn, Klingon. They've got Klingon and Kamara on defense, and they've been really good. But right now it's OKC, San Antonio, Lakers, Nuggets, Rockets, Golden State, Minnesota. Like that's exactly what you would expect. And at the bottom of the conference, it's New Orleans, it's Sacramento. Also Dallas is in there, but yeah. I didn't have high expectations for Dallas.
I want to talk about another team for the Western Conference, and I'm going to spring this question on you because it just came to mind.
Please.
I want to talk about the Grizzlies and Ja Morant. What's going on in Memphis? For anyone who hasn't seen, Ja Morant, they have a nationally televised game. I think it was Amazon. And I remember Blake Griffin afterwards is like, hey, he's just not giving effort. Like, Ja Morant had maybe 9 in the first quarter and then didn't score the rest of the game, or 9 in the first half, didn't score. They lose by 2. Then he's saying he doesn't have the joy for basketball. Was it the Grizzlies or the NBA that suspended him 1 game?
I believe the Grizzlies.
Yeah, I believe it was the Grizzlies. I think it was the Grizzlies because I think the coaches said something to him in the locker room. He responded in a tone or a way that they said, hey, no, you're a detriment to the team right now. They suspend him a game. Again, he's talking about not having joy for the basketball. Like, is this the end of Ja Morant's time in Memphis? And hey, this is a little more than a small sample size. When he came back from suspension, he wasn't as good pre-suspension. It's like, okay, let's let him get back into it. Then he's injured a little bit, but then he's been back from injury. Like, are we seeing the downhill trend in Ja Morant's career, like, live right now?
Yeah, I think all signs point to this being. I mean, we talked about this in our season preview. Just the way things have deteriorated so quickly in Memphis. Yeah. It feels like a team that really lacks leadership, which, I mean, you could say like Dylan Brooks left a void there or something, but I don't know about that. But like, it feels like they never got over being like that young, feisty team, and they didn't mature. And obviously they traded Bane, and like they've lost players and whatever. It feels like a team without leadership, and that's a reflection on Ja, because Ja's their best player, and they were definitely looking to make him a leader. Like, he's not a kid anymore. He's, by definition, a veteran in this league now, and a really good player. And attitude reflects leadership, Luke. That is a line from Remember the Titans. And Ja's attitude is poor. It just is. And I loved Blake Griffin. I don't want to say Blake was like calling him out, because that implies like he took a shot at him unnecessarily or something. Blake's just calling it like he sees it, man. And NBA former players, like, they can watch a game and see, oh, this guy's mailing it in. And that's good analysis of the game. That's how you diagnose what's wrong with the Memphis Grizzlies right now, is that Ja Morant's not trying that hard. And the way the NBA works is interesting, because in the past you'd see a superstar, James Harden and Kevin Durant. They'll mope, and then they'll force that trade, right? The way things are now, player empowerment's kind of swung the other way just a little bit, where what does Ja forcing himself out of Memphis even look like? Does that mean Memphis like can't cash in as much? They can't get as many picks for him? Does it mean Ja's like forced to stay and try to right his wrongs and that kind of thing? Does it mean he doesn't get as big a contract when he leaves, or if he stays? He's going to be an interesting case study in this new hard cap era of NBA basketball into what does the superstar ask-out look like? Because there's one every year. Jimmy Butler last year with Golden State and Miami getting his way. And we talked about it earlier. We threw out some options on earlier podcasts wondering what's going to happen to Ja. And this is something to keep your eye on, because it's the end. I think, for the Grizzlies pretty clearly.
Yeah, and it's funny you mentioned that. Like all the reports too of when sources or reporters have asked their sources and people in the industry, like, "Hey, what would people trade for John Morant?" The answer is not much, or we wouldn't want to trade for him at all. Like
Yeah.
it's maybe even you go back a year. Like even after post suspension, maybe his stock has dropped a little bit, but it's like okay, like being back from injury, like he has just shown nothing. It's like teams aren't sure whether or not a new environment's going to catapult him back to when he was playing in 2022 and they were the 1 or 2 seed in the West. It's like I don't know what's going on. I mean, Ja's probably lucky he got that big contract a little bit early because right now he is not like the NBA is looking at him like I don't know if he's worth the risk. And that's funny because this is a league that feels like every time there's a guy with any sort of risk that teams will pull the trigger. But this guy so far, I mean, whether it be off court or just on court, teams are not liking what they see from John Morant.
Yeah, and what's weird is like trade values are going up, right? Like Desmond Bane was the second best player on Ja's team, right? And he went for what 3-4 first round picks. That's a king's ransom, and he's a worse player than John Morant. He's still good, but but also if you asked a team like would they ship that out for John Morant, I think they'd be hesitant to say the least.
Yeah, I'm with you. Yeah, that's something I think, especially come trade deadline time, and I'm keeping an eye on it because I asked you this in the preview or the questions, but you said the Miami Heat. That was like that's something. If it comes true, like come trade deadline, who will be if there is a John Morant sweepstakes or any teams interested? I'll be excited to see. Let's flip it over to the East. I want to talk about the number one team in the East, not the Cavs, not the Knicks, not the 76ers. No. The Chicago Bulls. I watched the Bulls play my Knicks twice in a row. Vincent watched the Bulls make a nice comeback against his 76ers. What have been your takeaways from the Bulls this season so far?
Well, Billy Donovan deserves a lot of credit because he's doing certainly more with less. Josh Giddey's been like a star this year. Like he's playing like an all-star.
Yep.
And that's been a big part of it. Vucevic has actually been pretty good. I mean, like I don't know if any of this is sustainable. Like
right.
They play with a ton of pace. Ayo Dosunmu has been really good. Like this team can have better vibes and play a better brand of basketball and still end up with only marginally better results than last year. You know what I mean? But it also feels like lazy to say, oh, they need to go and sign a superstar to cash in on this like window or whatever. There's a team like this every year that just kind of plays fun, good basketball and is exciting in that sense. It's cool to see the Bulls be any kind of good again, which hasn't happened since Derrick Rose. But I've been really impressed. The Sixers in that game has kind of live by the sword, die by the sword. Like the stuff that's been working for them, like Maxi's scoring explosions. Maxey still scored a ton of points, but he wasn't good down the stretch, and neither was Embiid. But I've been really impressed. What did you see with them against the Knicks?
Josh Giddey, I don't know if he loves playing against the Knicks. I think he has 4 career triple-doubles against the Knicks. He carves the Knicks up every time, and he did that twice in a row. They won in Chicago, and then the Knicks were able to win in New York on the second game. Knicks were on a 3-game losing streak, snapped that up with the win. Josh Giddey's incredible so far. And it's funny, I'm thinking about this, right? Josh Giddey, still young, still extremely young. Like, this is what OKC drafted him. But if you said, OKC, would you want to make the trade? 10 times out of 10, 100 times out of 100, OKC makes that trade. That's just the predicament OKC's in. But Josh Giddey, man, he has been everything the Bulls have wanted so far. And, I mean, against the Knicks, I think they were without Kobe White, too. So it's something that they were getting good shots. They were taking advantage. They were hitting threes. The Knicks, in the home game, I think the Knicks shot and made about 60% of their threes. The Bulls were just around 50%. So they were right there with them. Again, I don't think this is sustainable. Like, if you said, are they going to be a top 5 or top 6 seed in the East? I'd say maybe 6. I don't think so. I think they'll be a play-in team. I just think still early season. New York is getting accustomed to Mike Brown. Cleveland's going through injuries. Like, it's still early. Bulls are taking advantage. But so far, man, they've been fun to watch and getting up and down. I enjoy it. Like you said, Billy Donovan, so far, what a job he's done in Chicago.
It feels like a bit of a identity revolution because of the Pacers, with the amount of pace that they played with in the playoffs last year. Swing the rock, ball keeps moving. Mm-hmm. And when you think about that, if they wanted to play that way this whole time and they were stuck with Zach LaVine and DeMar DeRozan, I mean, guys who are just the definition of ball stoppers.
Yep.
This means they kind of feel free to play this way. And it's yielding thus far better results.
And I got to give him credit. Looks like Mateus Buzelis. I definitely messed up the name, but it looks like he's a good draft pick. I think the kid's like 19, 20 years old. Like he was in the Knicks game. It's like, I think it was Mike Breen and Clyde were saying, or Mike Breen and Alan Hahn, they were saying, like, this guy said he wants to be the face of the franchise. So it looks like, I mean, I'm not saying he will be. I'm just like, the way he's playing, young in his career, like, looks like the Bulls might have one with that draft pick. Now let's talk about some more teams in the Eastern Conference. Maybe teams we thought that right now are in the position that we thought the Bulls were going to be in. That's the Atlanta Hawks and the Orlando Magic. Hawks are in the 9 seed. Orlando's in the 10 seed. Both of us had them 3 and 4. I had Atlanta 3. You had Orlando 3, and then vice versa for the other team. I mean, is this something we both think? I assume that they'll be fine. Like again, it's early season. You don't want to overreact, but so far it's not been good from both of these teams.
Yeah, I think they're obviously both teams are getting used to each other. Let's just put that caveat in there. They've got some new players and all that. They played each other last night at the time we're recording, Tuesday night. Mm-hmm. Atlanta without Trae Young looked kind of awesome because they've got these like super athletes with Reaves and Jalen Johnson and Dyson Daniels, the Great Barrier Thief, is his nickname, which is sick. And it was kind of like Showtime in Atlanta, like pushing the ball in transition, attacking the hoop. I thought Nickeil Alexander-Walker did a good job running the offense in Trae's absence. And again, it makes you think Trae, another guy who's kind of a ball stopper, kind of has to hold the ball for a while at the top of the key. And like, I don't want to say they're better without Trae because that's like never the case when your best player's out. But you see what it brings out in these guys, and it makes sense why Atlanta could be shopping Trae at some point. Because if they can get a bunch of picks for him, I think they're going to be more inclined to build around the Reaves, Jalen Johnson, Dyson Daniels trident. And the Magic just can't shoot right now. And not only can they not shoot, but they can't get good looks, which is really the catalyst for all this. It's a lot of drive and try to kick it from Wagner and Paolo. And it feels like guys just aren't in the right spots. The spacing is not good. Like they're kind of running into each other a little bit. Desmond Bane was ejected last night. Did you see that?
I did see that. In crazy ejection.
I have no idea what he was doing. He essentially intentional fouls at Kongu. Kongu's going up for a layup, and Bane just says, "I'm going to pull him down because I'd rather have him shoot the free throws." And as he's going down, Bane just volleyball spikes the ball on him. And I saw it in real time, and I was like, "There's no way he just did that purposefully, right?" And on replay, it's like, "Oh yeah, he did it," and then he talked trash to him after it too, and he got ejected, and didn't seem to have a ton of remorse. So I don't know, weird vibes from Desmond Bane and bad vibes from the Magic right now. Yeah,
no, I don't think Paulo. I mean, stats are fine. Still hasn't taken that number one leap that we all think he can. He will with the Magic. Desmond Bane, I saw he's shooting 26% from three. Yes. Like that's going to change. I mean, that's a 41% career shooter from three. It's going to change at some point. For the Hawks, I mean, I like this team, and I don't know if I want to go on record now. Like this might be a hot take, but this might be the last season we see Trae Young with the Hawks. Because I just between health, like seems like he's on and off the court. He's kind of inconsistent when it comes to that. Like they might see a game like last night and say, "Yeah, Trae's a great player. Like we love Trae, but we could build something without Trae. Like, do we need him at this moment?" And that's a discussion for their front office and whether or not they want to do that. But I mean, Trae hasn't made it easy on himself too. I think he said things and maybe made negotiations hard. That's like, okay, if I go somewhere else, it's whatever. Even though he probably wants to stay in Atlanta. But yeah, no, I think both teams will be able to right the ship. But to start the season, okay, like, I don't want to overreact, but it's definitely not how I thought they were going to get started. I thought, especially with the Knicks taking a little bit of time to get going, like this could be something where or Orlando or Atlanta, like, okay, let's jump out and prove that we are legit in the Eastern Conference this year, and they just have not been able to do that.
Yeah, I think going back to like the Pacers' influence on the NBA, I think I look at Atlanta. I think they could benefit a lot from a guy like Halliburton, or a similar player is Josh Giddey. Guys who they're gonna grab that rebound and they want to push. They want to push and they want to get the ball to these guys who are athletes who can attack the cup. And that's not Trae Young. Trae Young wants to get the ball. He wants to jog it up the court. He wants to get in a pick and roll. And that doesn't suit this team at all right now. And Atlanta's got a decision to make. Do you want to bet on these young guys who are incredibly athletic, or do you want to keep running it with Trae? I would trade Trae Young if I was them. Also, by the way, on the Magic real quick, the thing they hang their hat on is defense. Defense has not been good so far.
No.
That'll probably change too, if I had to guess.
Yeah, I'm with you. I think it'll change. But I want to talk about a team that has jumped out in the Eastern Conference. Your team, 76ers.
Yeah.
Two-part question. You can give me a little overview of what you've seen from the Sixers so far. And two, is it fair to say that right now, like VJ Edgecombe is number one for Rookie of the Year, and like maybe he should be the favorite with just how he's been playing so far early in the season?
Yes, he should be. Part of it is like the Mavs don't really know what they're doing with Flag right now. Like he's kind of their point guard, and it's like, again, it's the problem with we said before the season it's going to be a good thing for Flag that he's going into a team with expectations right now. The bad part about that is they kind of have to shoehorn him in and make him fit instead of building around him. So I give Flag the benefit of the doubt on that. I think he's been fine. Cooper Flag, although Amen Thompson did swat him for a game clinching block the other night. But that's Amen Thompson. There's no shame in that. Edgecombe's been really good, and I've been so impressed with his maturity. But the thing is, the Sixers have this strength at guard where Maxey can go for like 40 a night, which he's right now averaging in the high 30s, I believe. Edgecombe's numbers have dropped since opening night, but he's still putting up good scoring numbers every night. And Quentin Grimes has been awesome, and that's a big deal. The Sixers again should have signed him to a long-term deal, didn't. Whatever, it's fine. And McCain's coming back, which is big. I don't
played
think
the first time tonight.
Yes,
or last night, right?
Yes, that's right.
Yeah.
I am starting to. I was having so much fun the first week. I am starting to think maybe this isn't sustainable. Like teams are. I mean, last night things kind of came home to roost with the Sixers not scoring for the last 4 minutes of the game, or scoring like 2 points or something. Teams haven't been making a lot of threes against the Sixers. Sixers have been making a lot of threes. Like those things tend to just kind of even out.
Yep.
Yeah. Again, dude, did you just do that again?
Are
you kidding me? Right
balancing out, but like 6-7 threes in a quarter or something.
Oh my god. You can't help it.
What can I say? I'm desperate for views.
Yeah, no, me too. Okay, what am I losing my train of thought? When Paul George comes back and when Embiid's getting a lot of minutes, I feel like this team's going to look very different, and that scares me, but also it's like maybe it's better for this season anyway. I'm just kind of looking around waiting for I'm watching intently to see if Embiid can get back to looking like himself or his old self. And then that'll kind of be our jumping off point for the rest of the season. I'll say on Maxey, Tyrese Maxey looks a lot more physical in his play style right now. Usually if you watch Maxey, he's like a swan. He's very graceful. A lot of like scoop layups. He's really fast, and he kind of can contort his body around the rim and stuff. He still does all that stuff. His floater game is like unmatched, but He's a lot more direct, like going to the cup now and like coming off screens and that kind of thing. And I think that's been, if you're looking for just like the reason Maxi's kind of hitting another level right now, I think that's it. But still optimistic about the Sixers, still enjoying watching the games. It was kind of a bummer though, because they looked so good to start the game against Chicago that they blew that game. But that's life in the NBA. It's 1 out of 82.
Yeah, you can't win them all. Any other teams you're interested in? Any other players you got notes on that you've been interested so far in the season?
I just want to say Giannis is leading the Bucks in points, rebounds, and assists right now. I just feel like I never wanted to get lost on anybody how good this guy is.
Speaking of Giannis, what do you think of Miles Turner in Indiana? Did you see
any
of that saga?
Miles Turner's kind of a loser for the stuff he's been saying. Kind of taking shots at like Halliburton, or insinuating that he was like a leader on he's I think his words were, I led them to a finals. You led them, dude? They've been trying to trade you for 4 years, man.
And like him trying to play victim now. Like they do the return video, whatever, and he does the closing the book.
Yeah, and
then he's like, I don't know why they would boo me. Like, well, what do you mean? I gave my all. Like, what you premeditated going into it, saying I'm gonna I don't know. Miles Turner, he's kind of come off a little bad so far in the start in Milwaukee, at least when he's talking about his time in Indiana.
He went to their biggest rival. Like these teams do not like each other at all.
No, yeah.
And he just after going to a finals, after really accomplishing something, he went there. So I think he should understand the booing. Even if I think he should understand that the Pacers fans acknowledge what he did for them, but like they know he's not the reason they were where they were. They got to the finals, excuse me, because of guys like Halliburton and Nembhard and Pascal Siakam and that kind of thing. I have a little note for you. I think this would interest you a lot. Unrelated, but the Miami Heat played in an arena after an NBA YoungBoy concert 3 times this season. And this is according to Ira Winderman, who covers the Heat. Spurs locker room had to be disinfected. Just give me your thoughts as a massive YoungBoy fan.
I completely understand it, because actually when he tweeted that out, that night I was going to a YoungBoy concert for the second time. I went back to. He came back to Dallas. He's performed 3 times in Dallas. I've gone twice. The opening night, and I went just a week ago. And yeah. I mean, I'm not surprised at all. Like you get in there, you smell it. Like you smell. You smell the loud in there. Like it's not only the speakers aren't the only loud in the building.
Yeah,
I'll put it like that. That's crazy that Miami. What a coincidence.
Yeah.
But I can imagine those locker rooms are like, oh, wow. But yeah, no, those YoungBoy concerts, like, I feel bad for anybody, like, afterwards, like, having to clean up and stuff, because, like, you got to make that switch into an NBA court the next day. Like, hey, man, you got, hopefully you got a lot of Febreze or something to spray around the arena, because it's definitely got some lingering effects in there.
Yeah. I was watching NBC last night, and we're on Carmelo Anthony's suit watch. He's getting closer to wearing a suit. Last night button up, but with a zip up instead of like a suit jacket. So like we're right there.
He's got style. Like I'm not dissing like the styles. Like I just love a suit once, Melo.
Yeah.
Like let's see the style with the suits.
Yes, I like that. I really like Jamal Crawford on commentary too. I think he's been really good.
He actually did some MSG games last year with the Knicks. That was like his first intro. Like he did some road trips, and like I was like, oh yeah, MSG needs to sign him. And then he ended up going to NBC. I was like, hey, I'm happy about that. I enjoy him a lot.
Yeah. Can we do like a quick hater watch? Like the players you're hating on right now, or the players you have long-term hates with? Like where are you at? Like I mean, Steph is your big one.
Steph, yeah, I'm not paying him any mind right now. Draymond's like his new kick about Dak, like his new like I'm like I was like, yeah, I can't stand him in his podcast.
I would never. This is the only time you'll ever hear me publicly defend Dak Prescott.
Vincent's an Eagles fan for anyone who doesn't know.
I hate the Dallas Cowboys probably more than I hate anything in the world. Dak's a good guy, and he's like been through a lot, so I don't like hate Dak as a person. But on the field, I hate Dak. Draymond, when he started his podcast, whatever, like 4 years ago or something, he was all about like, oh, we're new media. We're not doing this hot take stuff like First Take, whatever, Skip and Shannon type stuff. And now he's doing exactly what he's talking about the Dallas Cowboys, and he's being inflammatory about it. So that's just Draymond in a nutshell, pretty much. That's like his deal. Yeah, that's just him.
I feel kind of bad though, because like my like ops and like the people I hate, like I don't have many, because it's like Tatum's injured, Halliburton's injured, like, and again, I'm a Knicks fan, so I hate these guys because they're great basketball players, and they've caused the Knicks some pain. Ben Simmons, well, like Ben Simmons out of the league. He was almost a Knick, so that was going to be conflicting. But no, he's out of the league. I'm trying to think who else. Like, it's not as fun when the biggest ops aren't even in the league. It's like, I need to hate. Like,
you're like the Joker. The Joker needs Batman, and Batman needs the Joker, right?
That's like Kevin Durant. I've come to respect, like, over the years. I absolutely hated him, obviously, when he joined Golden State. But like, Katie's won me back, and like, I don't mind if he does something good in Houston.
I watched like the first couple episodes of Starting Five, and
same here.
KD and Harden were the only ones I found remotely interesting.
I loved Harden. I thought Harden stole the show.
Harden
and the absolutely stole the show.
Harden's got some like showmanship where he like knows what camera to look at and that kind of thing. And hey, he's in love, right?
And he's got a kid that nobody
nobody knew about. I mean, no
one knew. Like,
the kid reveal.
I searched it up, and I was like, James Harden has a kid, and like all the articles were like, we're just now finding out James Harden has a kid. I was like, nobody knew about this. Like, wow. Like,
James might not.
Props to him. That's
sorry, James. I have like, oh man, did you see DeJounte Murray? If we're just gonna make this about reality, DeJounte Murray like crashing out on IG. Did you see that?
I did, and I mean, if we want to like tie in reality, and YoungBoy is that she's a NBA YoungBoy baby mama. Like, when she was off at the club, she like was backstage at a YoungBoy concert recently too, and so like that caused a lot of drama and stuff like so. For I like DeJounte Murray. Like, I've liked him for a while. I don't think he's just gonna catch any breaks.
Can we just have a camera crew follow around the New Orleans Pelicans? Please.
That's all we're asking.
That's all we're asking. These guys live the craziest lives. The craziest lives.
Nice 1-6 for the Pelicans to start the year.
I also wanted to mention the Kings.
They have won a game, unlike the team out in Brooklyn.
They did. Yes, the team Cam Thomas, by the way, had a 40-0 game. Did you see that? He had a 40.0 assist game. He's just the man. I thought that was Michael Porter Jr.'s thing. He's just awesome. Ben Seraph leads the team in assists with like 3.
Oh my goodness! Like Cam Thomas. Props to you, because you will never change. Like, people talk about, hey man, never. You got to evolve. No, Cam Thomas he's adamant. I'm going to be Cam Thomas, and he does not care. Props to Cam Thomas. I mean, even if you don't have a win, respect. No one's pressuring you into passing the ball.
Speaking of like never changing who you are, the Kings are starting Russell Westbrook at the 4, and like, I think that's kind of genius. Like, the way Russell Westbrook plays, he could have been a power forward like 20 years ago. Like, I kind of like, if you're just trying to limit his shots and just focus on like rebounding and passing, then maybe this is kind of the move. I think the Lakers did it for a little bit when he was on the Lakers. I think they moved him around.
Him versus Rodman matching up in the 90s.
Yeah, that would have been a dogfight.
4-on-4 crime right there. That would have been must-watch. That could have been pay-per-view. Let's just make it 1v1. First one to get 100 rebounds. Like, there we go.
A lot of me bounds there. But their lineup, I mean, I can't help but laugh when I look at their lineup. It's DeRozan, Levine, Westbrook, Schroeder, and Sabonis. It's like not one person there wants to play any defense.
Oh my gosh.
Like, they're such a bummer of a team, the Sacramento Kings, man. We don't have to talk about them.
And shout out to Dennis Schroeder. Like, he could have probably stayed in Detroit or gone to a team that's also contending.
Yeah.
let me get some more money and go to Sacramento,
Chase that
which has
bag,
no,
King.
like he's still making up for when he turned down that contract with the Lakers or whatever team it was, the Hawks or
Yeah.
I always see that Dennis Schroeder bet on himself and missed out on $80 million. Kids, don't bet on yourselves. Like, all right, I don't know if Dennis Schroeder is, who won't, going in the history books teaching kids different things.
I think when you bet on yourself, you bet on yourself to get the 80 million. In most cases,
Yeah.
I think that's the goal. The goal of betting on yourself is to get that max contract, not to like. I mean, they might need to investigate him because he might be a gambling addict. If that's what Dennis Schroeder was doing, he was like, I'm going to take this 80 million and I'm actually going to turn it into 160. Like he might need to call the number.
That's good old Dennis Schroeder. I wonder if they have any German gambling hotlines. I wonder what gambling out in Germany is.
I think they live pretty well. I think they like behind the scenes are a little crazy over in Germany.
Oh, German's a little crazy. I would have never guessed.
No, that's not what I meant. That's not what I meant, dude. That's not what I meant. Just with the clubs and stuff, I don't know. I've never been, but I hear they'd be wilding a little bit.
Hey, I think they did extremely well in the World Basketball, like the tournaments, the international.
Yeah, they were
tournaments
awesome.
this year.
Well, they've got
Like
the
Schroeder.
Wagners, yeah.
Daniel.
Daniel Tice.
I don't mind Daniel Tice.
Yeah, me neither.
How's Jeff Green doing?
We should actually check in. I don't know. I mean,
Let me
imagine
see.
he's low on minutes here.
Google, when you search up, or at least they have him in his Celtics uniform from probably a decade ago. 4.5 points a game.
That's more than I thought.
Okay, this is got to be, because it says 4.5 points, 0 rebounds, 0 assist, 100% field goal.
Oh, he must have only gotten in once or twice.
He's played in twice. He's played in
Yeah.
2 games. Oh, here we go.
In blowouts.
8 minutes and 4 minutes, respectively. Yep. He had a block.
Let's go.
He had 6 points and 3 points. So, but when Jeff Green plays,
Efficient.
the Rockets are 2-0.
Yeah. He's
They're
efficient.
undefeated. That's what he does.
Come on,
Get
the
the
podcast.
get the man JG in the game, Houston. What are we
Get him in
doing?
the game, dude.
Anything you're looking forward to coming up? I know you're obviously looking at your Sixers.
Yeah.
Any other teams? Wemby? Any other teams you want to see if they make a jump here?
Golden State's got like a gauntlet coming up. That's going to be really interesting to see. They've got the Nuggets, then the Pacers, which, I mean, whatever. They've got, they start with the Kings, then Nuggets, Pacers, but Warriors, Spurs twice. They've got the Magic in there. They've got the Heat in there. Like, the Rockets are in there. This is all just this month. They're playing essentially the top of the Western Conference this month. And I think it's going to be really interesting because Golden State looks really good right now because all the old guys are still healthy. Kuminga's playing great ball, which makes you question why they ever thought about extending him or didn't think about extending him. I think they're going to be kind of the team to watch in November to see where they're at because so far they've looked healthy and they've looked like a really good team. So Golden State, I think we should all be paying attention to.
Definitely. That's a gauntlet right there. It'll be interesting again. You don't want to overreact 7-8 games into the season, but some things have been interesting. So we'll have to see how they continue to pan out here in the early parts of November. That's it for Court Vision. That's what we have here, talking about first 7-8 games, maybe 6, 7, 8 games. We'll get one more 6-7 reference in here before we end it up. I'm Luke Backman, my co-host Vincent Zaki, and remember, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, comment below. Go subscribe to Vincent's channel, Vincent Zakian, on YouTube. Hey, that's all we got for you here today. We'll catch you with the next Court Vision in a little bit. Peace.